"You're fired." My fiancé's words echoed through the boardroom. I'd spent 5 years building his company from nothing, worked through the night on a $200 million deal. My period started early from exhaustion. I stepped out 10 minutes to buy pads. 10 minutes. And he fired me in front of everyone for his secretary, the woman he'd been sleeping with in our bed. If stories of betrayal and cold revenge hook you, subscribe now, because this is just the beginning. But that morning wasn't where my nightmare started. 5 years earlier, I met Jacob Shaw when he had nothing. Business plan, ambition, I had skills. Marketing degree from Stanford, tech connections, a $2 million trust fund I never touched. Jacob had vision, dreams matching mine. We fell in love over spreadsheets and midnight coffee. "We'll build this together," he promised. "Equal partners." I believed him. I took a 70% pay cut from my VP position to join his startup. 70-hour weeks became normal. I handled clients, closed deals, managed operations, built marketing strategy. Jacob handled vision and investors. His name went on company registration as sole owner. "Just temporary," he explained, "for investor optics. Traditional investors prefer male founders. We'll fix it once established." I nodded. Love meant trust. Trust meant sacrifice. Shaw Corp grew fast. Every dollar came from my deals. But at networking events, investors called me Jacob's assistant. I corrected them once. Jacob pulled me aside, face tight, angry. "Don't embarrass me. You know how this industry works. They respect male CEOs. If you keep correcting them, we'll lose funding." I stopped correcting people. I became the silent workhorse while Jacob took credit. 6 months ago, Jacob hired Wendy Kurt, 23, fresh graduate, perfect smile. She looked at him like he invented oxygen. "She's efficient," Jacob said when I mentioned her constant presence. "Don't be insecure, Stella." Insecure. His favorite weapon. Anytime I questioned late nights, unexplained charges, why Wendy joined every business trip instead of me, why she called him at midnight. Insecure. I started dressing better, working harder, wearing makeup daily. Maybe if I was perfect, he'd see me again. Instead, I became more invisible. Last month, I landed the impossible tech deal, Chen Technologies, $200 million over 3 years, 3 months of negotiations, 4 trips to Beijing, learning Mandarin. The CEO signed because of my pitch, my relationships, my understanding of their culture. I didn't sleep for 36 hours finishing the final deck. My period came early from stress. I ran out of pads. The office was empty at 9 a.m. I drove to the store, 13 minutes total. When I returned, Jacob stood at the conference room head, Wendy beside him. Every employee assembled, watching. "Unauthorized absence from morning roll call," Jacob announced, voice cold. "Major violation." "I had my period," I said quietly, face burning. "I was buying..." "Not an excuse. Ice. Pure ice. Rules apply to everyone, even my fiancé, especially my fiancé. What would employees think if I made exceptions?" Wendy's smile was poison. "I'm sorry, Stella, I had to report it. My job is maintaining discipline for Mr. Shaw's sake." My hands shook. "Jacob, I closed Chen. I worked all night. You saw the contract." "Wendy closed that deal." His words punched my lungs. "Don't steal her credit." "What?" Voice cracking. "Impossible. Wendy's a secretary. She wasn't in those meetings. She doesn't speak Mandarin." "So you're calling me a liar?" Wendy's fake tears appeared. "I know you're upset, but humiliating me won't help. Mr. Shaw, I was just doing my job, following protocol. I never meant this to affect your relationship." "Enough." Jacob's hand sliced air. "Stella, this company has an image. Look at yourself. Wrinkled clothes, no makeup, exhausted. You're a cosmetics company executive. You should represent our brand." "No, wait, you're not an executive anymore." The room spun. "What? You're fired. Miss Kurt will handle your resignation. You're my fiancé. Don't make this ugly." Every eye burned into me. Pity, shock, disgust, horror. 5 years evaporated in 13 minutes. My work, sacrifices, future, dignity. Subscribe now to see how far betrayal falls and how cold revenge rises. I walked to my office in silence. My computer held everything. Every project, every strategy, every client relationship built over 5 years. I opened my desk drawer. Flash drive. I copied everything, then deleted it all from company servers. Emptied trash, cleared backups. If Jacob wanted my work, he'd find nothing. "Miss Clark is leaving?" an employee whispered. "She built this company. Without her, it's finished." Why would Mr. Shaw believe Wendy? Everyone knows Stella closed that deal. I kept walking, past pitying faces, elevator, lobby, parking lot, into my car, bought with my bonus from Johnson Tech. Everything was bought with my work, my sacrifice, my invisibility, our apartment, 5 years of memories, photos from Italy, Paris where he proposed, his mother's Christmas dinners calling me her future daughter. I grabbed my bag, started packing. Then I heard voices from our bedroom. Jacob, intimate, tender, and Wendy's laugh. They were in our bed. "Your stomach hurts," Jacob's voice, the tenderness he used to give me. "Let me rub it, princess." "My period's awful," Wendy whined, "but being with you makes it better. 2 more days and we can finally be together. Once I handle the Stella situation." The Stella situation. 5 years reduced to a problem. I pulled out my phone, called Zach Lane, college friend, CEO of Lane Corp, Shaw Corp's biggest competitor. "Zach, I'll work for you. Make your company number one. One condition. Does your company allow employees to buy pads on the clock?" Surprised laugh. "Stella, still funny. If you work for me, I'll buy them myself. But seriously, are you okay?" "Done with Shaw Corp. Done with Jacob. Book me a ticket. I start tomorrow. Give me people and money." Silence. "You built Shaw Corp for Jacob, gave everything. You're really giving it up?" Before his firing notice this morning, I thought differently. Not anymore. He made his choice. I'm making mine. "Book the ticket. I'll explain when I arrive." Before leaving, I called the smart lock company. "I'm leaving town. Lock broken. Can you lock it remotely?" "Certainly, ma'am." Jacob's voice inside. Sharp. Panicked. "What the... Stella, the door won't open." I left my keys on the counter. Let them enjoy being trapped. Like I'd been trapped for 5 years. That night, 47 missed calls. All Jacob. I didn't answer. Next morning, 1 voicemail. "I'm at Amber Hospital. Wendy and I were in an accident. You need to come," I called back. "Why call me? Want me to collect bodies? Not interested." "Car registered under your name. Police need you. If you refuse, they'll track you down." "I'll be there." Hung up. Called Zach. "Change my flight to tonight." At the hospital, Jacob looked desperate. Wendy had bandaged arm and theatrical tears. "Stella, you're here," Jacob said, reaching for my hand. "Listen." I stepped back. "Where are the police?" "I came to explain registration, that's all." His face crumbled. "Please, we need to talk. This is a misunderstanding." I signed paperwork, transferred registration to Jacob, walked out while he called my name, while Wendy cried louder. 6 months, I disappeared into work. Zach gave me everything. Full team, unlimited resources, freedom, trust, respect, visibility. I built Lane Corp's consumer division from nothing, worked harder than ever, but this time my name was on everything. Every presentation, every contract, every victory. 3 months in, we launched a product destroying Shaw Corp's flagship line. 6 months in, Shaw Corp bled clients. Chen Technologies, Johnson Tech, Morrison Industries, all transferred to Lane Corp. To me, they were always my relationships. Jacob just took credit. Jacob called repeatedly. Voicemails, flowers, emails. I never responded. But I wasn't just working. I was investigating. Digging into Wendy, into Shaw Corp's financials. I found everything. Embezzlement. 50,000 here, 100,000 there. 18 months, nearly 2 million stolen. Fake vendor accounts, forged records, and the hit and run. A college student she'd hit drunk. Used a company vehicle. Blamed a junior employee who got fired. I collected it all. Bank statements, security footage, witness testimonies, email threads, everything. I waited. Patience was my weapon. When the moment was perfect, I'd destroy them both. Not with emotion, with cold, calculated evidence putting her in prison and ruining him forever. Subscribe to see Revenge Served Cold. The best part hasn't even started. 9 months later, industry gala. Jacob would be there. I wore red. The color, he said, made me unstoppable. Zach was my date. You look devastating, Zach said. Good. Jacob saw me. His face went white. He crossed the room. Stella, can we talk? No. I didn't look at him. He stood there, waiting, finally left. But he tried again. Every event, every meeting, desperate. I ignored everything. Corp was collapsing. I'd sent anonymous tips to investigators. Every crime Wendy committed. Every falsified record. Every stolen dollar. Police came for her during a board meeting. She screamed Jacob's name. When police questioned him about the hit and run, he claimed ignorance. But I had evidence of his knowledge, his protection of Wendy. 3 years with suspended sentence, community service. Corp dissolved. 1 year later, Zach proposed. Over breakfast. Simple. Stella Clark, will you marry me? Yes. The wedding was private. Industry news covered it. We became the power couple everyone envied. I rebuilt everything, better, stronger, mine. Jacob showed up uninvited, pushed through security. Stella, you can't marry him. I was wrong. Get out. Quiet. Final. You had everything. You threw it away. Security removed him. Zach and I exchanged vows. I saw Jacob outside. Broken. I felt nothing. 2 years later, Lane Corp became industry leader. I was CEO of International Division. We bought Corp's old building, tore it down, built something better. At a charity event, I saw Jacob. Community service vest, cleaning tables, he saw me, started approaching. I walked past him. Mrs. Lane, you dropped this. A volunteer handed me my card. Thank you. I kept walking. Behind me, Jacob's voice. Stella. I didn't turn around. That life was dead. The betrayal that destroyed me became the fire that forged me. And I never looked back.